morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Get Rich 101. I'm your host, I'm Sekou Writes, and here is my book. Let me show you a picture of it. Hack Your Pain Now. Hack Your Pain Now is my book. And shout out to New Thought Media Network for allowing me this space to prosper, to prosper, to prosper. And just a reminder, I am not a financial advisor, so take what I say, add your little grain of salt, and take what you may from that. So that's what I have to say, and let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. I'm just making sure I got everything. Yeah, I got everything. So as you know, if you've been watching the show, yesterday, Monday, I replayed the show from Friday. So you got a double dose of Reverend Mel, and she did a great job talking about money. She did a great job talking about money. So yeah, that was really good. And I asked her to come back and do it again. Like you heard me say that on Friday, but after the show, I was like, what? So she's gonna hopefully, knock on wood, be here tomorrow, Wednesday, to talk about it. And I've got homework. I've got some self-imposed homework that I want to finish by tomorrow. See, so that's why I'm doing it. I'm having her come every week so that I have a week of time to exercise some of the variables, the things that she has issued for us to do. So I think that's going to work. I think that's going to work. So my goal is to have something done in the credit world. I don't know what, but something done by tomorrow. So tomorrow, I'm not just asking her to repeat herself. I'm saying, all right, I did this, and now what? So yeah, so we shall see. And yeah, but the days are filling up now, right? We got Wednesday, we got Reverend Mel, and Thursday we got Fiance Files, and Friday we got, well, could be any of the family. Could be. I say that because it started off with Pops, but then Mama Janet came on, and maybe Mom might want to jump in there too. So anyway, I'm feeling greatly. What's the word? I feel beneficial. That's not the right word, but you know what I mean. But I feel grateful for all these pieces of energy coming my way. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Okay, so let's talk about the weekend. Let's talk about the weekend because a lot of things happened this weekend, and here's Fee King. Fee King is out and about doing her Uber Eats. He's doing her Uber Eats out there in Jersey. She's out in Jersey right now. Actually, let me talk about this first. So I did this with her yesterday. I went with her and I did it the whole day. I expected to just do it for one or two deliveries and be gone. But I stuck with her the whole day and I got to see what that environment was like. And I gotta tell you that she does her Uber Eats entirely different than I do my DoorDash. Like entirely different. So I was like, wow, this is really interesting, the differences. So anyway, I got to check out her method, and I got to see some of Jersey. I mean, I've never seen Jersey, well, at least since the awakening. That's what I'm calling it since I had the stroke. It's since the awakening, I haven't seen Jersey like this before. Because I was actually on my street, on my block. I used to live in Jersey, y'all. I used to live in Jersey, and I used to live in Jersey for a brief speck of time. But I was on that street, and I was like, wait a minute, this is my block. This is my block. So there was that. That was interesting, and the block has changed so much. So since um, yeah, since the time has passed, and everything had changed. Everything had changed. It would look so different. Look so different. So anyway, I got to check all that out, and well, I guess that's it. I guess that's it. Just very different ways of doing the same job. The same job, but very different ways of doing it. Right. Okay, so that's that. And what was I starting off to say? What was I starting to say again? Oh no. Uh, hmm. Well, oh, okay. Oh, the weekend. The weekend in general. So this happened randomly. My building is attached to Signature Theater. So it's attached to a theater space, right? And so you go out to the front door, you go down a couple doors, and there's a theater space, right? And we usually go over there to work. Well, Fee much more than me. Fee much more than me. Fee has met all kinds of people working at signature space. I don't know how she does it, but she's met a bunch of people, and I have been, kind of itsy bitsy creeping in, but she has met a bunch of people. Anyway, we're in the theater space, and then she gets a text from her friend saying, "Hey, I got an extra ticket uh, to see a play at Signature Space." She said, "What? I'm already at Signature Space." And so yeah, so that's what we did. So anyway, he had one extra ticket, so I spent what it was for one ticket, and I got box seats. I got box seats. So last time Fee and I went to the show, we went to see Hell's Kitchen. And I was looking at the box seats. I was like reminded of having box seats before, because box seats are amazing because you can move around. Like you can physically move the chairs. The chairs are just placed there, unlike the chairs that are on the rows that are just fold. You just sit down to let you in them, and that's it. And there's no room between you and the chair in front of you. But in the back seats, you've got room. You've got room. You got room to move around. So that's great. So I talked about this, and Fee and I talked about it, and we made a promise to ourselves to focus on box seats. So when I saw that they had box seats at the theater, I was like, yeah, box seats, box seats. So anyway, that was pretty cool. So anyway, the show was great. It was by Dominique Marceau. It's a friend of mine, and it was. Oh, and by the way, Dominique was there. Dominique was there. She was giving a talk after the afternoon showing. Now we wouldn't have seen it if we just come for the time for the evening showing, because that's what we were invited to, right? We were already there because we were working, right? And so we saw them. I was like, hey. So I came over. I said, hey to Dominique, introduced her to Fee King, and everybody got. Oh, there's a picture. Oh shoot. Let me see if I can find this picture. Let me see if I can find this picture. So while I'm trying to find the picture, so I got her together, and I'm not sure this is going to work, but anyway, so we saw that, and I have to tell you about the interesting things that happened. The interesting things that happened in this is what happened in the theater space. Because what you don't know, well, what you may know, is that I have been very distant from everyone, from everything, from people, I've just been very distant. And so I was a little bit nervous about going to see the show. But it's the theater next door. like there were a lot of things happening in his favor. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. So I had to go. So I had to go. I had to force myself to go because I didn't say yes initially. First, I said no. I said, no, I'm not going. But then she wasn't going to go if I didn't go, and I was like, all right. So then I went. Right. So then I got the box seats and I got excited about that and all those things. But anyway, what happened is when I approached Dominique, she was talking to one of the stagehands, and I introduced myself. I said, "Hey, I'm Sekou Writes," and the woman she was talking to went. I mean, she just lost it. She was like, and, and that touched me. That touched me. I assumed, like, there's lots of assumptions there, but I assume she was responding to my stroke and my ability to get past the stroke, with my ability to fight past the stroke. But she really had a big reaction, and her reaction almost made me lose myself, because it did. Like, it did make me lose myself, but not completely. So what I mean by that is when she went like this, I was like, my sentence structure got lost. My ability to create sentences got really lost. And I was like, I mean, because I felt the tears, from her coming to me. I was like, oh, oh no, oh no. I was like, I was trying to fight it, but that was really impactful for me. And then I came back to find her, and I couldn't find her. I asked people for her, and I couldn't find her. But she really moved me. She really moved me. And that, I thought, was the end of it. That, I thought, was the end of it. But then during the end, after the show had ended, people were hanging out, meeting each other, and sharing, and all the things that happen at the end of a show. So there was this open space right in front of the theater. And so I'm saying it's not outside. Like a lot of Broadway theaters, like you have to wait outside, and like Hell's Kitchen, you have to wait outside, but it was cold, and you know you, you may not want to do that. But when Signature Space, it's open. It's open to the theater space. It's Wait a minute. It's open to the theater space, right? It's open. Everyone's there. And so we were out there, and I was still feeling as I feel now. As I feel now. So Fee said it well this weekend. She said, "I used to know you when you were on 10 all the time. On 10 all the time." Now that's true. That's true. I was always on 10. Like, do this, doing this, doing that, doing the next thing. And I'm not like that anymore. And so for me, after the play was over, I was just kind of standing next to Fee, just kind of trying to hold a smile. Just kind of trying to hold a smile, right? And feeling like they're thinking, okay, you got it, you got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. Because I feel some kind of way about expressing myself. And so I'm smiling that way towards this one young lady. And I was just like, and she finally came over and said, "You are a great inspiration." And I was like, "What?" And she told me, because at first I thought she didn't know who I was, but she knew exactly who I was. She knew exactly who it was. And she listed out all my accolades and everything, and she really knew who I was. And she started talking about how my that was Nelson, how my struggle helped her. And she did all this lead up, all this lead up, before she finally said she was fighting cancer. And I was like, what? What? And she said she's in remission, but she's been fighting and she's been running, and she's run a half marathon, and she's trying to get back to running, and like all these things. And she was crediting me with giving her the strength to fight on. And I was like, wow, that really awed me. I took her picture as well. Like, I don't know why my pictures aren't coming up. Let me try one more time. Let me try this. This. Yeah, it's not coming up. Photos aren't coming up. But yeah, I took a picture with her, and I gotta tell you, I had a weird reaction though. Even though what she said was great, and she's fighting cancer, and I'm helping her fight cancer, and all the things were great, I felt like see, I'm still trying to put it into words, but I felt seen. You know what I mean? Like, you can do social media in a way that you're interactive. I used to be like that all the time. I was very interactive with social media, right? But now I'm on strictly broadcast. I'm strictly broadcast. I don't wait to see what anybody says. I don't wait to see how many photos, how many likes, how many dislikes, and what people are saying. I'm off of all of that. I'm only broadcasting. I'm only telling you what I'm doing. And basically, I'm doing my run report every day. So I'm posting every day. And also, I'm doing a little bit in terms of Get Rich 101, in terms of a small 60-second bit on YouTube. And so just that alone, it's a lot of stuff. If you think about it, always on stream, always on broadcast. But when you have somebody respond to everything that you're putting out, it makes you feel seen. You know, because I'm not looking at anything, I'm not looking at the number of times I've been watched or any of that. I just do it. Do it again. But having someone react to it, respond to it, it just made me feel like, you know. And it took me the whole weekend to really like get right with it. And so now I'm going to do my regular thing in terms of social media, but I'm going to be more consistent about it. Because now I know that there's this one woman out there who is getting inspiration from me for fighting cancer. And if there's one of her, there must be other people. And so I've got to keep giving. I got to keep giving. I got to keep giving. I got to keep fighting. And I have to keep showing people that I am still fighting, and that this is something that you can fight. I am still fighting, and this is something that you can fight. Ashe. Yeah, so anyway, those two instances of getting recognized, and Dion also was reacting to me in terms of my stroke. And she told me her father had a stroke, and she told me how her father dealt with it, and her father inspired me. Her story about her father inspired me. I was like, woo. I mean, oh man. And having achieved less than I've achieved. So I feel it. I feel it for him. Oh, maybe Tiana, you should do a play about your father. That would be dope. Anyway, sorry to interrupt. But yeah, it was really good. Yeah, it was really good. So yeah, all happened randomly. And yeah, and that's where we are. Okay, so Fee King is saying thank you for accompanying me. Yeah, 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 Fee. And oh yeah, the Mad Creole was, I think, the name of the play. It was a play about Theon is Haitian, and this was about the world of Haitians. And what's interesting, it was that this everyone on stage was black. It was a widely diverse group of people coming to see it. So that was really cool. That was really cool. And again, just steps away from the house, like just that close. So anyway, great show. Great show. Oh, Bad Creole. Bad Creole. Bad Creole. Bad Creole. Okay. Okay, so all that said, I wanted to talk to you also about I told you that I've been wanting to talk to you about shows, because shows, I think you can really get it in your system. Get it in your system, and you're watching shows, and so me talking about shows will help you. Okay. So I want to talk about this show. This show. This is called How to Get Rich. How to Get Rich. How to Get Rich. So I forget his name now. Sorry, but the main character there. Oh, does he have it on this page? Yeah, Ramit Sethi. Ramit Sethi. So Ramit, I've known for a long time in passing because I have his book. His book is "I'm Gonna Make You Rich." I'm gonna make you rich. Something like that. Something very simple and easy and very direct. I'm gonna make you rich. And I've had it for years and years and years and years and years. And I've never opened it. I've opened it a little bit, but not really. But I recognize him and I recognize what he's trying to do. Right. And so I watched this show, and his approach shifted. Like, there were some things I didn't agree with, and I think that's important for you to know, that there are pieces of rich people, and they're going to give you their advice, but it doesn't work for you. Like, that's important for you to understand, that the rich people can just help you a little bit in their field, but his field is different from this field, is different from this field, is different from this field, because they're all different. And all of them work. All of them work. You've got to decide which way you want to go and give yourself to it. You've got to give yourself to it and let that be the way, right? Now, I found that for people like me who have a lot of things going on, have lots of different ebbs and flows in the fire, the best thing to do is the stock market. That's my experience, because the stock market is pretty straight. Like, it doesn't seem like it when you're not in it, but once you're in it, you're like, oh, this is pretty straight. But let that money grow and grow and grow and grow and grow on the side while you continue to do your thing, your various things, right? Like, I got, and so the woman who's fighting cancer asked me if I'm still doing bracelets, and I was like, oh, if I'm still doing bracelets, yeah. And so I was like, not really. But I've chosen not to do bracelets now, because that's one more thing that can take me away from learning how to be rich. Like, I need you to understand that I am very serious about this. I am focused on how to become rich quickly, right? Because I need it, right? Like, all these bills that have come to that have been charged to me, just based on the amount of time that I existed without benefits, because I had the stroke without benefits, and so the the amount of time between then and now, when I have benefits, still is lots of bills, and so I'm focused on learning how to be rich quickly, how to get rich, as this guy says. Right? So anyway, Ramen Tetha in How to Be Rich, you should check it out. You should watch the show. It's on Netflix, as you can see, and you will notice that his his vibe changes. His vibe in the beginning is very kind of ha 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 ha. That's the way I would say it. Ha ha ha. I'm rich. You aren't. Ha ha. But then he mellows as the course of the film, as the course of the series goes, and he does more to help them. But I want to make it clear though, you're not going to agree. Well, you might agree with everything he has to say, but you might not agree with everything he has to say. That's okay. You can still use what you can use to help you get rich. You can absolutely figure out a way, and he gives you great resources that you can try at home, and you can really try him and really get them to someplace they can really help you. All right. So I'm going to be talking more about this show because I want to talk about some specifics. I don't have time today, but I'm going to talk about some specifics and hopefully help you. Hopefully help you. Now I got a little bit of time left. So let me just say this one thing. Someone asked me about owning a home. So trust me, I have made all the mistakes. Right? So have I owned a home? Yes, I've owned a home. I've owned several houses in my past. And what you need to do, which is not what I did. But what you need to do is you need to focus on what's the way to put it? Spread. That's the word that comes to mind. Spread. You don't want to be in one house. Just you in the house paying the rent. Paying the mortgage, right? You want to be in a house and another house. You want to be in a house and you have duplex. You want to have a duplex, have two families, right? That's ideal. But your first house, you should get a duplex, ideally. If you can't get a duplex, get out of that house and rent it out. Rent it out or do Airbnb or whatever, but get out. Get out. It's going to be uncomfortable for a while. It's going to be uncomfortable for a while. Most people don't want to do it. Most people will not do it based on my advice. But if you can keep yourself uncomfortable for a while in order to get two houses, like two of whatever you got a duplex, get another duplex, right? Once you have double, then you can come on out. Then you can come on out and live where you want. But you gotta get out of that one-to-one ratio. You gotta get out of that one-to-one ratio, and a duplex would help you. But honestly, the best thing to do would be to get a duplex or build your house into a duplex and get out and go stay with your parents, stay someplace stable where you get free advice, and you can work on getting the houses together. That's what I should have done. That's what I should have done. All right. Okay. All right, folks. There we go. I've run out of time now, so I'm gonna go ahead and close out. And remember that now is better than perfect. Now is better than perfect. And yeah, I guess that's it. Now is better than perfect. All right. Ashe. Later.